Hi Punit, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm good. Good to see you.
Okay, so
Yes.
Punit, you left India and now you are in United States. You are doing your postdoctorate
Yes.
there.
Yes, sir. So it's been 10 months here. I'm
Hmm.
doing a postdoc in University of Texas at Austin.
Hmm.
Yes.
Good. So Punit, मेरे को आपसे इंटरेक्शन करना है and I want to know, I mean, what I otherwise know, but I want you to tell about your entire journey कि आपने ग्रेजुएशन
Okay.
कब किया है, कहाँ से किया है, और आप
ठीक
ईसीपी
है.
का पार्ट कब बने थे, और उसके बाद की आपकी जर्नी कैसी थी, ये मैं सारा रिकॉर्ड करना चाहता हूँ आपके साथ. एंड द पर्पस ऑफ दिस एंटायर इंटरेक्शन इज के एक तो ऑब्वियसली आई वांट टू बी इन कांटेक्ट विद माय ओन स्टूडेंट्स, एंड द सेकंड इज
जी.
कि जो सुन रहे हैं यंगस्टर्स, दे गेट लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम पीपल लाइक यू. और नो इट्स अराउंड 10 years आफ्टर ग्रेजुएशन. सो टिपिकल टेक्नोक्रेट आफ्टर 10 years ऑफ ग्रेजुएशन कहाँ पे होता है, क्या उसकी थॉट प्रोसेस होती है, दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट टू कैप्चर एक्चुअली. और
Sure.
आई विल कीप ऑन डूइंग दिस इन फ्यूचर. सो दिस इज द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव. तो स्टार्ट करते हैं पुनीत. फ्रॉम योर बैकग्राउंड, आप कहाँ से हैं, विच पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया, पंजाब, वेयर आर यू फ्रॉम, एंड आपका ग्रेजुएशन कहाँ से हुआ, कौन से बैच में हुआ, और आप ईसीपी में कौन से ईयर में आए, और उसके बाद की जर्नी फिर हम डिस्कस करते हैं.
Sure, sure, sure. So I hail from Sirsa, Haryana. That's a small district. And मैंने बीटेक स्टार्ट किया था 2010 में मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में फ्रॉम बाबा बंदा सिंह बहादुर इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज इन फतेहगढ़ साहब. एंड दैट वाज लाइक दोज 4 years. एंड और 2013 में आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट engineers careers point. So um, one of my seniors got me like told me that there is one institute there, and and that was the same day you guys came to our college to give a workshop kind of thing. So मैंने वो अटेंड किया and I liked it too much. और मुझे था कि I knew that from this point onwards, like I have to decide. Like I was in my third year and I had to decide like मेरे को अभी क्या करना है आगे, because I knew कि placement session उतना strong नहीं है, वो सब चीज़ें नहीं है. तो I had to like figure out कि मुझे क्या करना है. तो I was figuring out कि मुझे कैट करके एमबीए करना है या फिर मुझे गेट करके एमटेक या पीएसयूज में जाना है. But then I attended that session and it was like really motivating that time. And फिर हमने एक और सेशन अटेंड किया राजपुरा में, me and my friend. और उसके बाद I decided to go with ECP. एंड देन वहाँ पे मैंने 7th सेमेस्टर में अपना ट्रेनिंग था मेरा इंटर्नशिप. और कुछ मतलब ट्रेनिंग थोड़ा कम जाते थे और इधर मतलब मेनली फोकस्ड वाज ऑन द प्रिपरेशन. सो आई प्रिपेयर्ड लाइक डिसेंट, बहुत अच्छे से मेहनत करके प्रिपेयर किया गेट के लिए. और आई गॉट टू नो द थिंग्स लाइक विच वाज नॉट फेमिलियर इन माय बीटेक. तो वहाँ पे थर्मोडायनेमिक्स, फ्लूइड मैकेनिक्स और ये थ्योरी ऑफ मशीन्स, मतलब सो मैथमेटिक्स, मतलब एवरीथिंग गॉट एक्चुअली क्लियर इन दो 6 months. इट फेल्ट लाइक के वो 3 साल और ये 6 महीना, मतलब इट्स लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्टफुल थे वो 6 months. और उसके बाद 2014 का गेट लिखा फेब्रवरी में. एंड through you, like I got motivated somehow to get into PhD, direct PhD programs. I didn't know वो awareness बहुत important थी उस टाइम पे कि direct PhD programs हैं. आज भी when I tell people कि I did directly after BTech, so they get amazed कि oh, is it an option there. So but that time बिल्कुल ही नहीं थी वो awareness. But वो वहां से आई कि हाँ, मतलब कुछ चीजें होती हैं ऐसी भी. तो एक मतलब बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट है कि आप ऐसे लोगों के बीच में हो कि जहां से आपको एटलीस्ट अवेयरनेस मिल रही है. वो अवेयरनेस इज द मेन पॉइंट एंड देन योर एफर्ट. सो इफ अवेयरनेस इज नॉट देयर, एफर्ट इज देयर, देन यू माइट नॉट लैंड इन अ गुड प्लेस. तो वो अवेयरनेस थी. उसके बाद देन 8th सेमेस्टर कंप्लीट हुआ. उसके बाद आई गॉट इंटरव्यू कॉल्स. मतलब एक और चीज अच्छी थी कि you always motivated us to apply at multiple places, not at just like 2 or 3 places. So I made actually a diary, and that like at every page at like I wrote down all the IITs names. I applied at all the IITs. I got calls at like from 3 to 4 IITs. सो इट वाज लाइक आईआईटी रोपड़ में पीएचडी इंटरव्यू दिया, आईआईटी दिल्ली में एमटेक का एनर्जी स्टडीज का दिया, देन आईआईटी कानपुर में पीएचडी का दिया. सो माय इंटरव्यू एक्सपीरियंस एट आईआईटी कानपुर वाज सो गुड दैट at that moment itself, like I decided whatever it comes, like whether it happens or not, somehow I want to be at this place, because वो 40 minutes का बहुत अच्छा technical interview था, और मतलब they behaved, everyone behaved very nicely, they wanted
mm,
us to actually
mm,
start a PhD.
mm,
So बहुत अच्छा experience था. तो आई वॉज अंडर द इंट्यूशन कि मुझे 5 साल का इंटीग्रेटेड प्रोग्राम पीएचडी में करना, आई वॉज वेरी श्योर समहाउ. तो आई टोल्ड माई पेरेंट्स लाइक if I
not
don't
get
get into this,
mm,
I'll just drop and want to again
mm,
prepare and go into this program. So
mm,
they were also like, okay, if you want it. So, but fortunately, I got into that PhD program,
mm,
and I missed for GATE. Like for GATE, I got 2000 all India rank, and
mm,
I was not very happy with that rank, but that got me calls from various IITs, which I basically wanted. So that served my purpose.
mm,
Then पीएचडी के लिए जाने का मोटिवेशन थोड़ा सा अजीब था, बट दैट वाज द मोटिवेशन बिकॉज आई थॉट कि if 6 months of GATE preparation can land me like in such a good position in my self confidence and in the society and all, so how those 5 years of hard work would place me like वो मेरा core motivation था PhD को चुनने का, 5 साल के integrated program को चुनने का.
mm,
Then I went for PhD program and I worked hard in the courses, and then like 1 or 2 years went into courses, because if you go after BTech, you have to like do 10 courses. Otherwise, you can do like 6 to 8 courses if you're doing after an MTech. But it saves you a lot of time if you go after BTech. And lately, when we were about to graduate in 2019 2020, so they had an option कि अगर आपको इसमें MTech भी चाहिए, although there were two different programs. एक होता है कि MTech and PhD integrated, and there is one more which is direct PhD. But
mm,
they gave an option कि आपको अगर MTech भी चाहिए, you just write your thesis, do some work, and get your thesis also. So many of my like friends got an MTech also, other like in addition to PhD, like while graduating. But I somehow didn't choose that option. I was just happy with my PhD, and the second reason was कि my work was experimental and the lab was not established at that time. So I actually gathered all the bits and pieces. So, and my professor was also new. I joined in 14. He also joined in 14 as an assistant professor. So we actually, but he was like, he has been very supportive throughout my journey. और वो बहुत ही अच्छी चीज थी. So people complain these days that supervisors are sometimes not good and all, but it's not the scenario all the time. So and I feel when now the young faculty are coming, so they have seen the US culture, they have seen the European culture, and they are basically guiding their students competitiveness they have seen here, and they're struggling and they're putting the efforts to get the projects in the lab so that the research can be directive. So वो सब efforts हैं, and they are not they are very proactive also. So वो सब चीजें हैं. तो all those efforts like were there. Then 2021 somehow I graduated. Like I gave my open seminar, but before giving my open seminar, I started applying to industries. So at that time also, I was very clear that I want to go to industry. The reasons, I would say two reasons. One is I was working in batteries. So
mm,
batteries was like you can say hotspot at that time. So everyone wanted to work in that. Everyone wanted to like join industry after that. But my motivation was like I was building models, I was doing some experiments, but I wanted to see how it is going into the industry, how they are applying, whether they're using it or
mm,
not, whether like it is actual of use or not, whatever work I have done.
mm,
So वहां पे काम कैसा होता है, वहां पे वो कैसे अप्लाई करते हैं मॉडल्स को, दैट वाज माय मेन मोटिवेशन. So it was very clear like I will spend industry, I will go to industry now. So
mm,
I was very clear on my career path that time.
mm,
So I started applying before my open seminar. I gave almost, I would say, 8 to 10 interviews,
mm,
and I got calls like and applied through LinkedIn. I
mm,
searched for people who are working in battery domains, who are working professionals in battery
mm,
area. So I
mm,
just connected with them, sent them message like I'm like proactively looking into this thing, and I would be graduating by this time. So a lot of them replied, like a lot of them didn't, but I kept sending them reminders after a month, not like maybe a week
mm,
gap, but after a month's gap or 2 months gap. So
mm,
that's how like I gave my open seminar, and while writing my thesis itself, I got an opportunity in Mahindra.
mm,
And in October 2021, I joined Mahindra's EV section in Bangalore. It was an R&D unit,
mm,
and it was very good. And we used to develop models there, in which is basically going with the batteries. And the idea of working in an Indian company is like you get to see everything in front of you. So you get so many responsibilities. Not if you are working in a big MNC like American MNC or something, then your scope is very limited. So they will
mm,
give you some simulation to do. You will do that
mm,
simulation, and you will hand over that simulation to your higher team, and they will do the other things. So they have actually people to work on different domains. But in Indian industries, it is like it is a good part, I would say, that they don't have like 50,000 employees. They have 5,000 employees to do that work.
mm,
So the diversity of the work you get to do, it is like very
mm,
much.
mm,
So we
mm,
used to build the models, we used to test those models, we used to drive the vehicles to test those models, we used to go to the assembly lines to see the pack manufacturing and all those things. So that in itself, it was like very good experience, I would say.
mm, mm, mm,
But so there I spent like 2.5 years, and I worked on battery models. And after that, somehow I thought
mm,
that this is little bit, it was getting, I would say, stagnant.
mm,
Like whatever work I was doing, and
mm,
not many new projects were coming. So I thought of, and also like the other thing was like I was missing spending time with students. I was missing reading the material. I was missing reading books, reading papers, and so since my undergrad days, I like teaching a lot. So I
mm,
was missing all those things. But then I thought, okay, let me get one more shot into that. Maybe I would like that, the industry things. So
mm,
I switched from like I gave interviews to Reliance, Volvo, Excite.
mm,
Luckily, I got into every industry which I
mm,
applied, and I finally chose to go to Volvo.
mm,
And there also it was a good culture, but as I said, like if you are working in a bigger MNC, your scope is little bit limited. And then again, you have various meetings to attend, all those things, but you get little time to actually research or read materials or betterment of your models and all those things.
mm, mm.
So those things I missed. So that was the reason. Like, and I think one time I talked to you when I was in Mahindra. So you said
Yes.
like you have to see like the people who are 10 years
Mm,
like senior from you in your
mm,
industry, and you have to like analyze whether you want to become this personality, whether you have that temperament or not. So
mm,
that somehow I could not connect. Being in Mahindra or in Volvo, I could not like see myself into their shoes like after 15 years. So, and whenever you used to see someone like getting a postdoc or getting a faculty position, and like I know like there would be many struggles in that journey also, but somehow I could see myself in those shoes, and down like maybe 15 years or 10 years down the line. So that was the motivation that I
mm, mm,
uh, wanted to see whether still I want to be in the industry. I joined Volvo, but then one of my friends, Rahul, right? So Rahul
mm,
from YourPedia, he
mm.
told me that
Rahul Sharma, right?
yes, Rahul Sharma. So
He's also
his
in US.
yes, he is also in
He's doing
US, and
PhD.
yes, so he was actually he had been like continuously motivating me that you might not be a industry guy in a longer run, so you can give it a shot and all. So that time he let me know, and I joined Volvo, I think, and then he let me know that there is one opportunity in a group in US, and they work in
Mm,
battery models.
mm,
And Rahul's friends used to work in this lab, and then that's how I got to know this about this opportunity. I prepared for it and I applied
mm,
for it. Like I emailed this professor,
mm.
Then I gave an interview, I got it, and I was so happy, excited. I came here and I never regret
Good.
since that. Yes,
सो पुनीत, ये जितना भी आपने जर्नी ट्रेवल किया, आई मस्ट समराइज इट लाइक, सी लाइफ इज अ जर्नी. इट विल ऑलवेज बी,
yes,
even if you are at age of 70, if you are actively involved in the things, you will find it is a journey only. So what happens is, like in the beginning, no, you don't know the things. Our joining
yes,
engineering,
exactly,
our joining mechanical engineering, our joining particular college, our joining masters, PhD, ये flow करती हैं चीजें.
exactly,
हम बहुत आगे का नहीं देख सकते, लेकिन then there are two things at every stage of your career. You get to you have to decide among these two things. One is like,
exactly.
आप वहीं पे लगे हो क्योंकि things are comfortable. The way you join, you know, महिंद्रा आपने ज्वाइन किया तो comfortable है, अच्छा सैलरी. I remember talking to you and you said everything is very good, you are getting good salary. काम उतना ज्यादा जितना आप एक्सपेक्ट करते हो कि मेरे को इसमें इन्वॉल्व कर दी जाए या ऐसा हो, वैसा नहीं है. लेकिन मेनी पीपल वांट के काम कम हो. दैट इज अ रीजन वी आर मोटिवेटेड फॉर गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स के काम कम हो, हमें कंफर्टेबली चीजें मिले. आपके पास वो ऑप्शन भी है, बट देन यू नो अदर साइड यू चूज बिकॉज ऑफ योर टेम्परामेंट, एज यू राइटली सेड कि मेरे
Yes,
को
yes,
वो चीज, आई वाज मिसिंग एकेडमिक एनवायरनमेंट इन महिंद्रा और वॉल्वो,
yes, yes, yes,
एंड आई कुड नॉट फील के मेरे को इस पोजीशन पे ऐसे आना है. दैट इज समथिंग विच इज अ लिटमस टेस्ट एक्चुअली. और वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि मेरे को किस में जाना है. एंड इवेंचुअली पुनीत, इट इज नॉट लाइक, कुछ लोगों को 5-4 साल के अंदर ही उनका पर्पस मिल जाता है, कुछ लोगों को शायद बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगता है पर्पस मिलने में. और
exactly.
जब
Yes,
उनको मिलता है, आई 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 टेल यू, लाइक जब उनको पर्पस मिलता है तो एज यू सेड, जर्नी आसान हो ऐसा नहीं होता, जर्नी में भी डिफिकल्ट. बट
exactly.
वन
Yeah,
थिंग इज श्योर, वट एवर यू आर डूइंग बिकॉज यू वांट टू डू इट, दैट एक्चुअली इज द राइट डिसीजन. कि
that is true.
रिजल्ट तो बाद में पता लगेगा पुनीत, कि हैड यू बीन इन महिंद्रा इट वुड हैव बीन बेटर, और हैड यू बीन इन पोस्ट डॉक. लेकिन
Exactly.
हाँ, वट एवर यू थिंक दैट इज द राइट थिंग, एंड दैट इज वट यू हैव टेकन, दैट इज वट यू हैव
Yeah,
डन.
that's it. That's true. Yes.
अब मैं दो तीन चीज पूछूंगा आपसे, पुनीत, कि जैसे आपने महिंद्रा में काम किया, आपने इसमें वहां पे काम किया, वॉल्वो में भी काम किया. सो नाउ यू आर इन यूएस एंड यू आर वर्किंग पोस्ट डॉक. मेनी पीपल इन इंडिया आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट दीज अपॉर्चुनिटीज. पोस्ट डॉक में होता क्या है? इज इट लाइक यू आर वर्किंग ऑन द इंडस्ट्री स्पॉन्सर्ड प्रोजेक्ट विद योर प्रोफेसर, और व्हाट इज द पोस्ट डॉक एंड हाउ द टाइमलाइन ऑफ दिस इज डिसाइडेड, कि 3 साल का होना है कि 1 साल का होना है? व्हाट इज दिस ऑल अबाउट?
Yes, so postdoc is about it will be driven by industry oriented projects. So you get either from industry or from government, US government, and it works. It basically depends on your work you're doing. So for us, it is like industry sponsored projects are there because we work in battery modeling and battery management systems for actual EVs. So इसमें and the duration is like it is generally 3 years, 2 to 3 years, but they initially give you a visa off for 1 year. And they want to see whether you're doing good here or not. So basically, they will just examine you for 4 to 6 months, and they will then you can just ask them like if you want to extend it or how whatsoever you want. You can just have a word with your professor that I would like to continue this, and if you like, if they like your work, they will definitely extend it because they actually need good people. They actually need whosoever is like diligent about his work, he's hardworking, and he's able to basically give you the outputs. So in US, it is if in industry has given you a project, you have to deliver on that project. It is like it's like you are a startup. It's not like you are a academic institution, and whatever you do, like you take your time and all those things like India in happens in India. It is not there. यहाँ पे ऐसा है कि लेट अस से यू गेट अ प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम अ कंपनी एंड आपको हर 15 दिन में कुछ डिलीवरेबल देना है. तो दैट इज द रीजन लाइक योर प्रोजेक्ट्स आर वेरी मच डायरेक्टेड, और दैट इज द रीजन लाइक यू गेट योर PhD हेयर इन मैक्सिमम 4 to 5 years. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा रीजन है, और ड्यूरेशन वही है, 3 साल का है, और इनिशियली यू गेट द एम्प्लॉयमेंट फॉर 1 year एंड इट विल बी एक्सटेंडेड टू 3 years. और जो वीजा जनरली पोस्ट डॉक्स को मिलता है दैट इज J1, and you can get your dependents here on J2, and this visa you can work with at for 5 years. So you can, even after 3 years, if you feel like you have time, your age is like just 30 or 31, you want to spend even like 2 more years in the same lab or in some other lab, you can spend even like 2 more years if you have spent already 3 years on your J1 visa.
Okay. So Puneet, after postdoctorate fellowship in US, what are the typical opportunities there?
So I would say three opportunities or four of them are there. Academics in US, industries in US, or academics in India, or industries in India.
Okay.
So
Mm,
these four are the like I would say broad options after doing a postdoc from here. If you're
okay.
working, like for me, I am working in batteries domain, and I can like relatively it will be I would say easier for me to get a job in US because batteries, everyone is working in batteries, like here is GM is there and all those companies are there. Although
Mm,
right now the scenario is little different, it is difficult to get a job here, that is true,
mm,
but relatively it is easier, I would
mm,
say. एंड वो आपके पास एक ऑप्शन है, आप इंडस्ट्री ज्वाइन कर सकते हो, बिकॉज आई हैव सीन द इंडियन इंडस्ट्री कल्चर और वहाँ से यहाँ का कल्चर कैसा डिफरेंट है. डू एक्चुअल रिसर्च हेयर इन यूएस,
mm,
नॉट इन इंडिया, वो चीज़ें आई कैन गेट टू नो.
mm,
And also like for academic positions I can apply in US. इसमें like I have to write grants, I have to make them sure that I will be able to get grants, I will be able to get some good papers. If my
yeah,
profile is like good, I can
mm,
give interviews. As my PhD is from India, I might not be able to get into like a tier 2 or tier 1 colleges for my
mm,
professorship here in US,
mm,
but I can
I can
definitely try
definitely
for
try for.
mm,
tier 3 colleges. That is
mm,
the second, and other two options are academics in India and industries in India. I can just go back and join an industry and the
mm.
academics in India.
Okay, so Puneet, one particular option you did not talk much about that, though that is very less people take that route, but that is an entrepreneurial route. कि अभी
Okay,
आपके
yes.
पास इतना नॉलेज है और आप सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयड हो सकते हैं, सेल्फ लर्न कर सकते हैं, एंड आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट इन द बिगिनिंग यू नीड टू डू जॉब. सो जो फोर ऑप्शंस आपने बताई शुरू में वही होती हैं. And there are so many of my friends who are professors and they are running their own companies sitting in the university,
Yes,
so that is also
yes.
entrepreneurial domain. But how do you see this option also, like because after super specialization I must say after postdoctoral fellowships and all, आप उस पोजीशन पे आ जाते हो कि साहब मैं या तो एकेडमिक पोजीशन ले लेता हूँ साथ में ये भी करता हूँ या मैं अलग से करता हूँ.
Yes,
How do you
yes.
see this option?
Yeah, so from our lab in my, like I'm doing my postdoc in a lab where they develop the battery models. So they develop battery models so that they can be simulated fast and they can be implemented in real time with accurate results. So this is
Mm,
very much industry relevant thing. So that is the reason one startup came out of our lab in 2017,
mm,
this lab in US. And
mm,
my professor is the CTO of that company, and the CEO is one of his students who started this company. And that startup is actually doing very good, and it's been
mm,
like 8 to 9 years for that. और ये startup वाला जो जर्नी है, you can start in US as well as in India. So if you
okay.
are very much sure, like if you are like you can say very much confident on your craft, you
Mm,
can actually start this. So
mm,
wo option is always there, and the second option would be like you can join academics and then as in that itself as an academician you can also start your company, as my professor is like the CTO of that company.
okay.
So
Mm,
वो भी एक option, बहुत अच्छा option है. You can just go back to India, join academics,
mm,
and after 2 years or 3 years, whenever you feel like, you can
mm,
start up, you can
mm,
have a
mm.
startup.
Okay, okay, Puneet. Now coming back to again your undergrad positions. So direct PhD एक option होती है और IIT Kanpur is a very rigorous kind of IITs like old IITs, and doing direct PhD from institutes like IIT Kanpur may not be easy. In fact, PhD वैसे भी एक काफी एक हार्ड, मैं बोलूँगा हार्ड कोर काइंड ऑफ एक एकेडमिक कोर्स है और आर्डुअस जर्नी होती है उसमें काफी. और देन यू स्टार्ट आस्किंग योरसेल्फ क्वेश्चंस कि क्या मेरे को डायरेक्ट पीएचडी में जाना चाहिए था, नहीं जाना चाहिए था, पीएचडी में जाना
Mhm.
चाहिए था, नहीं. एंड व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड एडवाइजिंग स्टूडेंट्स इनफैक्ट फ्रॉम योर बैच 12 13 14 के स्टूडेंट्स को, मैंने बोला डू गो फॉर इट, आईआईटी इज ओपनड अप दीज अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड मे बी यू कैन गो फॉर इट. एंड नाउ वी आर सीइंग द रिजल्ट. आई मीन एज यू राइटली कंक्लूडेड कि आई एम हैप्पी विद माय जर्नी. बट उस टाइम पे बड़ा डिफिकल्ट लगता है ये पुनीत. सो हाउ इट शुड बी डिसाइडेड कि मेरे को पीएचडी में जाना भी है कि नहीं, बिकॉज एज एज अ पर्सन बिकॉज आई हैव डन इट. सो अब मेरे को जब मैं कर रहा था तो मेनी टाइम्स दिस क्वेश्चन केम इन माय माइंड आल्सो, इज इट राइट और आई मीन गलत आ गया. लेकिन उसके बाद इसका बेनिफिट दिखता है. तो नाउ इफ यू सी ऑन द हिंड साइड, पीछे की तरफ आप देखें, दिस क्वेश्चन इफ सम स्टूडेंट आस्क के मैं चाहता हूं पीएचडी करने, जो चाहता ही नहीं है उसको तो हम एडवाइस करेंगे नहीं, नाइदर मी नॉर यू, नोबडी एल्स, कि नहीं
Right,
भाई
right.
पीएचडी अगर somebody, some professor, I was talking to IIT Kanpur professor and I asked him this question. He was a computer science professor. I was asking him, okay, who should do PhD? He said, nobody should do PhD. I mean, if you're thinking you should do PhD, you should not even do PhD. So it is not that you should
Yeah,
think.
okay.
It is like कि आप you should not even think. अगर आप करना है तभी करो. Thinking विंकिंग से नहीं चलेगा. तो सेम थिंग कि मतलब वो नहीं, हम उनकी बात कर रहे हैं जो करना चाहते हैं, उनको भी करनी चाहिए कि नहीं करनी चाहिए, ये मेरा क्वेश्चन है पुनीत। जो करना नहीं चाहते उनके लिए तो स्टेट मत करो, पर जो करना चाहते हैं, जिनमें टेम्परामेंट है, लाइक देयर इज अ कॉल फ्रॉम विद इन, लाइक आई लेफ्ट डीआरडीओ, आई लेफ्ट सो मेनी जॉब्स एंड देन आई केम फॉर पीएचडी, एंड इन योर केस यू लेफ्ट अगेन ऑल दीज जॉब्स एंड यू केम फॉर एकेडमिक। सो उन स्टूडेंट्स को व्हाट इज योर एडवाइस, शुड दे गो फॉर दिस, गो
So
फॉर दिस?
yes, definitely. I would say I am a very big fan of PhD personally, and I would not be biased in this opinion, like because I wanted to do or like so I would say okay, everyone should do. It's not like that. And thus, I'll just clarify one thing before going into answering this question. It's like nobody is like very particular on starting a PhD because they just graduated, they just came out of their BTech and they are not very sure whether they want to do a PhD or not. So it is like there are three kind of students. One, they said I'm just done with studies. I don't want to do studies. Second is like I don't know. I am interested in studies, but I don't know whether I should go for a PhD or I should just take a job. And third is like I actually want to do PhD, but I don't know how to do and how to handle that pressure and all those things. So I would think like the middle one should also figure out like the thing should be clear, like what exactly a PhD does to you. So there are a couple of things. One is like if you are unsure, you can just get into MTech and get a feel of that, like whether you actually want to do a PhD or not. Or you can get into even like research oriented courses like MS. Then you will have that feel like whether you want to pursue that or not. The second thing, for the PhD particularly, I would say is it's not something like you will achieve some academic results and you it will help you in getting a job or something. So in life it is, I would say little diplomatically, but it is in life you get a lot of scenarios like you said earlier, like you will at every stage you'll get two options, you'll have to decide, and there comes one point where you cannot just go back, you have to decide something and you have to move forward with that. So PhD, in PhD you get to learn a lot of things like that, how to handle the pressure, how to handle the disappointments, how to handle the failures, how to be very strong in those failures, and that actually makes you very good in terms of handling the life things. That is one part of that, but the other part of that, it makes you humble, it makes you very hardworking, and it makes you feel that no matter what you will do something and you will succeed. So that is the most important thing a PhD can teach you. And the third thing is like in PhD you are not working for anything, you are building yourself. So you have that confidence like okay, I worked on this thing, this is my craft, and I can now, if I from zero to some percentage I built, so I can actually in future start anything and build on that. So that confidence it gives you, so that is actually I would say the most important thing a PhD can give you.
या वेरी ट्रू। सो पुनीत, मैं ऑनेस्टली बता रहा हूँ, पीएचडी में जो मैंने सीखा था अपनी पीएचडी में, आई फॉट विद माय प्रोफेसर, ही वाज सो गुड टू मी, बट आई फॉट विद हिम इन द बिटवीन। ऐसा हो जाता है कई बार, मे बी आई वाज चाइल्डिश, एंड सो प्रोफेसर्स ऑब्वियसली प्रोटेक्टेड एंड ही दे टेक केयर, टीचर इज टीचर। सो एंड नया सेटअप है, मशीन है, सामान खरीदना है, सब कुछ स्क्रैच से स्टार्ट करना है, इंडस्ट्री का आपको लाना है, खरीदना है, सब कुछ करना है। वो चीज ने मेरे को अपना वेंचर सेटअप करने में बहुत हेल्प किया। पीएचडी का
Exactly,
जो सिचुएशन
yes.
था, लाइक आप लैब सेटअप कर रहे हो, आप सामान ला रहे हो, कोटेशन इनवाइट कर रहे हो, लोगों से काम ले रहे हो, आप टेक्नीशियंस को साथ लेके चल रहे हो, उनसे काम करवाने के लिए उनको चाय पिला रहे हो। सो ऑल दिस थिंग्स हेल्प यू टू बिल्ड अप योर ओन वेंचर्स लेटर ऑन। एंड
Exactly, very
पीएचडी
true.
टॉट यू, लाइक एज यू सेड के ये डिग्री है, मतलब इससे ये जरूर हो जाता है कि कुछ नहीं तो कमाने खाने जितने तो हम हो जाएंगे, और कहीं नहीं टीचिंग कर लेंगे तो विल विल मैनेज सम हो, तो डरने वाली बात नहीं है।
Mhm.
तो वेंचर, तो दैट रियली टॉट यू मेनी थिंग्स।
Right,
अब
right, right.
पुरीत मैं आपसे एक और जो अभी बिकॉज यू आर इन यूएस नाउ सो 10 months as you said so I'm very sure you must have gathered a lot of information there now I will ask you a very straight question जैसे पीएचडी आपने किया है तो क्या पीएचडी एज अ डिग्री का कोई एडवांटेज होता है इंडस्ट्री में एंटर करने का आई एम आस्किंग अबाउट यूएस ओनली कि आप यूएस
Okay.
में किसी इंडस्ट्री में एंटर किए जैसे आप महिंद्रा में एंटर किए आप यहाँ पे एंटर किए तो आई कैन एंटर इनटू दीज इंडस्ट्रीज बीटेक ऑल्सो मास्टर्स ऑल्सो आप
Right.
पीएचडी के बाद एंटर किए तो माई क्वेश्चन टू यू इज रिलेटेड टू यूएस इंडस्ट्रीज नो आई मेनी स्टूडेंट्स लाइक एनवीडीए में वो मैं उससे बात कर रहा था आई वाज टॉकिंग टू माय
Pradeep.
स्टूडेंट्स इन एनवीडिया या प्रदीप सो ही वाज आल्सो गिविंग मी सम काइंड ऑफ सो आई फील लाइक आस्किंग यू आल्सो कि आप
Mhm.
इंडस्ट्री में एंटर करोगे पीएचडी के बाद तो क्या बेनिफिट होता है एनीथिंग यू वांट टू शेयर विद अस
Yeah, so here I would feel I have not explored much of this area because my like career would be I like how I planned was like I'll just do my postdoc and I'll give my best efforts and I want to join as a faculty back in India.
हम्म
Or but like I have explored the things here. So here after PhD, I would say it is a very strong number, but I would say 70 to 80% of the students who do a PhD go to industry. So in US, it is not like India, like only 10% or 5% of those get into get into industry, but here it is the culture. So 70 to 80% of those go into industry. That is one thing. And the second advantage is like so after doing a PhD, you know your craft very well. You are better in terms of like handling your things than an MS guy or an MTech guy. So that is also like pushes that also push you even more to go into industry and do actual research there. So industries in US, they also do research. They are not like they will get the things outsourced, so they want to hire PhD guys or postdocs from institutions so that they can actually do research. So I know a few people who are in Nvidia or in Apple. So they actually do research. They even go to conferences. They publish papers. So there are teams like technical teams here, which are, you can say, proofed, which are like not much into managerial things, but in technical domains. And they actually do research and go to. I know a guy who did his undergrad from IIT Kanpur and came here for a PhD from MIT, and then he got into a company, pharmaceutical company called Sanofi, and it is. And he has been working there after his PhD, and he is basically going to conferences. He's doing a good job. Like you can just say equivalent to academics there, but he just don't have to teach. That's it. So other than teaching, he's doing everything he should be doing in a academic
research
culture also. Yeah. So that is a good thing here in US, that you get to do research, you get to do good things, you get to read papers, you get to publish, and you get to go to conferences and everything.
Okay, so Punit, now coming to the end of our interactive session, my last discussion point is related to your next couple of years you're planning. So you have said that as of now you're planning to come back and teach. So why you thought of that, that you want to come and teach? Why not stay in US and why you want to come back? And what is there in your mind? What do you want actually?
Yeah, so right now, like I'm thinking of coming to India and join as a faculty in a couple of years. Or the thought behind is like in US or Europe, I somehow don't see the belongingness. That is one thing, and other thing is like I want to be around my family. The second thing, and these I would say like the main reasons to go back to India. And also somehow I see a lot of belongingness and inclusiveness in India, and I have seen like till 30 years of my age and like till now, I would say that thing, and I would like to be in that culture and like maybe contribute something. And one more belief I used to have when I came, like I want to go back and serve my country and all those things. But I feel like people here, maybe they're earning a lot and they're just giving back a lot of money there, and they are also serving
Hmm.
their country. It is not like everyone who is going back, only he is
That they
serving and
can
others are not.
agree. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that belief actually broke when I came here. Maybe so. How I thought is like a professor or someone who is earning like in crores, in like lakhs of dollars here. So he can just give some money and open a school up there. You might not know, right? So that might be even more beneficial to
Society.
your nation
Hmm.
than maybe
Hmm.
whatever you will do, right? So that
India.
belief is not there now. But somehow, like for me, it is like going back to India and doing teaching and
Okay.
research in an Indian environment. Yes.
दैट इज वंडरफुल आई थिंक। अभी तक की आपकी सारी जर्नी में पुनीत आपने वही किया जो आपका दिल किया, जो आपका बिलीव किया, एंड दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड डू, एंड दैट इज वेयर द बेस्ट पार्ट इज। एक्चुअली तभी आप
Right.
बेस्ट भी दे पाते हैं। एंड यस, यू नीड टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ सिस्टम टू चेंज द सिस्टम। सिटिंग आउटसाइड द सिस्टम and changing the system is difficult. That is my experience also says that. And
That's
finance
true.
itself, finance only cannot change the things.
Right.
जब आप एक प्रोफेसर हैं और आप बैक होम किसी को पढ़ा रहे हैं पुनीत, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट अलग होगा। आई विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट इन योर नेक्स्ट जर्नी पुनीत। आई पॉप अप आफ्टर 5 years maybe, if that is feasible for us, and then I'll see where the Puneet is.
Sure,
तो
sure,
चलो, बहुत
sir.
अच्छा लगा पुनीत आपसे बात करके सारा। इट वाज रियली वेरी
Thank you.
good interactive session, and
Yes, yes.
thanks a lot for your time, and surely you will succeed in whatever you want to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Likewise. Bye bye.
Thank you.